Hey guys, I'm Liat, and today we're going to do a full 1 hour yoga practice that's dedicated to the first chakra. These days, everything that we're used to have seems like it's dissolving and disappearing, so we're going to work on activating and energizing and balance the first chakra with all the rest, because this is where, all the basic needs that we have in our lives need to be attained first. Okay, so let's grab a comfortable sitting posture. This is how we start every practice, with a quiet concentration and dedication to the practice. So find either a Siddhasana, this is what I do, or a variation, or Sukhasana, simple cross-legged. Take some height under your buttocks. Place the palms on your thighs. Gently close the eyes. And start turning the senses, or withdrawing the senses from within. And just being for a few moments with each and every physical sensation. So whatever your physical body is trying to tell you right now, you are listening, accepting, observing, not responding or judging, not pushing away or attaching, pure observation. And if nothing comes up, that's fine. You can just do kind of like a trip around your physical body, starting from the toes, and walk through each and every organ, system, part in your body. Relax and go all the way up until you reach the crown of the head. So we'll take a few moments here. If the mind is filled with thoughts, that's fine. We're just looking at these thoughts as if they were clouds in the skies. The clouds are going, moving, continuing. Still behind these, even if it's the darkest of clouds, the beautiful, amazing, endless, vast sky are there. So let these movement of thoughts come and go and continue without influencing the vast blue skies. And now shift your awareness towards your breath. We're not trying to control the breath. All we do is putting the mind on the breath as the object of this concentration. So the mind could be either on the inhalation or the exhalation. If it's not there, it means that it's somewhere else, past or future. As soon as you catch that the mind wandered, bring it back to the movement of the breath. The rising of the breath, the falling of the breath. The mind is there for us, to work for us, not to control us. And it needs training, like any other muscle or part of the body that we need to train in order to do what we are asking it to do. Same with our mind. It's just maybe a little bit more difficult because we're not used to it. So now we're training our mind to focus on one single object, or two in this case, the inhalation and the exhalation. Just a few moments of simple concentration practice. And then we'll take a deep breath in. And with the next breathing out, we'll bring the palms to touch at the heart center. And we'll take another deep inhalation. And with this next exhalation, we'll dedicate today's practice for this yoga within us. Yoga means union. Union between the body, the mind, and the soul. All three pillars have to be balanced and work in harmony. If you wish to add any other dedication to yourself, to another person in your life, to humanity as a whole. I'm dedicating this practice for the well being of all sentient beings. And to seal our dedications together, we'll chant the sound of Om. We're just inhaling deeply and exhaling through the sound of Om. Inhale. As you maintain the lift of the chest, bow the head down towards your palms. Release the palms to your thighs. Lift the head up with eyes closed, and then open the eyes. Let's stretch the legs for a moment. So use your hand to lift the knees and stretch the legs. Come off your height and sit for a moment in Dandasana. Step pose, just to stretch and extend the back of the knees. So as I told you, this practice will be involving around the feet, the knees, shins, thighs, and hips, which are all connected to the first chakra. And we're going to start with a simple forward bend. So we're coming back into the regular cross-legged position. It doesn't matter which leg is close to you because we're going to change. So first, sit upright. Turn the upper arm bones from inside out to lift the chest up and extend. And now we'll start with a twist. So raise the right arm up and extend all the way up, and then twist to the left side. So go all the way to the left, inhaling, creating the space as if someone is pulling your hair all the way up, and on the exhalation, twist. The head would be the last part to follow your twist. Take another deep breath here and try to deepen the twist, elongating on the inhalation, roll the shoulders back and down, and twist on the exhalation. And then come back to center. And other side, extend the arm fully, take the shoulder and shoulder blade down, and then on the exhalation, twist to the other side. Inhale, lift, and exhale, twist. Take 2 more cycles of breath here to deepen the twist, and then slowly come back to center. From here, we're going to go forward, and I want you to go as much as you can with a straight spine. I'll turn to the side so you can see how this looks, and I'm using just one blanket because my hips are pretty open. So we're starting here, taking the arms up, and then on the exhalation coming forward, the bending is from the hips. It's not from the upper back. And then I can go as far as I can with a straight spine. And then here I would like to have some support for the head. So I'm going to use the block, probably on the second height. So I'm reaching forward, and then I can just release the forehead and be here. What you should feel is a stretch, either in your glute muscles, your thighs, the back of the thighs, maybe the spine. And I want you to relax here. Maybe you can close the eyes. If you're not as flexible, if you're more tight, you can use the block on higher, or you can build up whatever you need. Maybe you're here, and that's fine. Just build up, put something, rest your head, close the eyes, and keep the integrity of the pose. The integrity of the pose is the straight spine. Only when I'm fully, completely down, then my spine is rounding a little bit. And then inhale, lift up, raise the arms up, and exhale, release. Let's do the other side. So changing the crossing of the legs, and we're doing the twisting one more time. This time we're adding something. So reach the right arm up on the inhalation. On the exhalation, use the arm as a hook under your thigh, okay? But don't let this shoulder follow the hand. So you have to resist with the shoulder as you grab the other side of the blanket and twist. Make sure you're not leaning backwards or sideways. You're twisting on this plane, okay? That the spine is turning but it's not moving. One more breath. Inhale, lift, roll, and twist. And come back to center. Other hand, inhale, raise the arms up. And exhale, twist and hook. Roll the shoulder back and down. And then find your twist. Notice where you're twisting from. Maybe you can find a different place. Maybe instead of going to the easiest route, maybe you can find some place that it's just a little bit more stiff, and you can create by breathing and by putting your awareness there, creating some movement, and then come back to center. One last time, coming forward. Inhale, raise the arms up. Coming forward as far as you can with a straight spine. Roll the shoulder back and down. Bring the chest up and forward. And then keep on moving as far as you can. Now I'm doing it facing you until you can put your forehead down. Then you can relax the arms. Maybe close the eyes. And just breathe here for a little bit. Focusing on the stretch. Sending the breath to the part in your body that needs it the most. It could be one side of the buttocks, could be your spine, your legs, wherever you feel it, send the breath this way. Inhale, raise the head and the chest. Inhale, lift the arms up and relax as you exhale. Okay. So we're going to stretch the legs once more, and we'll do a series of seated positions, seated poses in yoga that's working on opening and preparing the hips, the knees, and the ankles for some more advanced poses. So we'll open with these. This will be a warm-up. Then we move into some standing poses, into some inversions, and then we'll close with the final seated positions that we're building up right now. Okay, so we start in Upavishta Konasana. The legs are slightly open. If you need some height, make sure you have some blankets around you. And I'm going to use my right arm under my right knee and release here. I'm not tightening anything here, just releasing. The leg is completely released. And I'm pulling with my hand and bringing the leg here in front of me. Okay, and we're just going to repeat it a few times to warm the whole area, specifically the hip joint. Lifting up under the knee and releasing. Releasing again, bringing forward, lifting up, stretching. Okay, just repeat. Okay, 2-3 times. Okay, we're changing to the other side. I'm just going to lean back a little bit more so I have some more cushioning for the legs. And you can spread a blanket, do whatever you need to feel that you're balanced and you have enough support. I'm releasing the other knee, going to the other leg, bringing the leg here in front of me. As you can see, the ankle is a continuation of my shin, okay? Lifting up from under and stretching. 2 more times. And lifting up. Last time, release, bring in, lift up, and stretch. Okay, we're moving to the second part. The second part looks similar, but it has one major difference, and it's the placement of the foot. So watch, right leg again, bring it in, but this time the ankle is in 90-degree to the shin. So I'm like dividing my body into half, and I'm placing this ankle, this foot, exactly in my center. Okay, so I'm not crossing over to the other side, exactly in my center. Lift up the knee and release. Let's do 2 more times in this leg. And then lift up and release. Make sure again the hand is doing most of it. You're not really lifting the leg and working hard in this area. It's the hand that's helping you to pull and to push. Other side, releasing, lifting up, flex the foot, 90-degree angle between the shin and the foot, and stretch, 2 more times. Release completely. Bring in, lift up, stretch. One last time. Bend, bring in, and release completely. Okay. The third part of this exercise is going to be as follows. We're coming back into Dandasana, so both legs are straight. So for this pose, I'm going to need some more height, and I'll show you in a moment, and I'll turn around as well so you can see. The reason is it's very uneven pose, and if you have some knee issues, you rather have some support to the opposite leg. Okay, so it goes like this. I'm putting the height here under my left buttock only. Okay, so you can see this buttock is off. And then I'm going to bend this knee, and to take it exactly back, the shin and the thigh are one unit. So I'm grabbing the ankle and I'm wrapping. And now it looks like this. So my heel is here. I'm not sitting on my heel. My buttock, one buttock is floating, one buttock is on support. And I'm sitting here, okay? Kind of like in a half Virasana, half Dandasana pose, okay? This is again just a stage before we move into some deeper asana. And what it does, it warms up not only the hip, but also send a lot of blood and oxygen and energy prana to the knee and to the ankle, okay? So slowly coming out, same way as we went in. I'm grabbing the ankle, I'm leaning slightly to one side, and I'm taking the shin and the thigh as one unit. And then coming off the height and stretching both legs up, okay? Changing the support to my other side. And in this side, I may need some more because I have a knee injury, okay? Old knee injury, but it's when I do a full flexion, then I need some more height. Grabbing the ankle and bringing this leg into Virasana. So you can see how my hips are not aligned here. One hip is higher, and again, this is related to some knee problems. So what I can do first is work on taking this outer hip and pull it down to even my hips a little more. So this is things I can do. Or if this is not working, you can always add some height, okay? Height under the opposite buttock. As you look at your shin, the shin and the ankle and the foot has to create one line, okay? It's not this, it's not this, it's very tight and condensed. Sit upright, take a breath, and then coming out, holding the ankle, taking the leg out, stretching, and coming back into Dandasana. Good. Okay, so remember everything we did? We'll come back to it at the end of the practice. The next phase would be to do some leg stretches. So all you need is a blanket for your head and a strap. Have a strap ready, and we'll do it together. You don't have to watch me. You can do it with me as we go along. So first, I'm rolling down with a round spine, bending the knees, hammocking, and going all the way down. The head is supported and not the shoulders. So make sure just the head is supported. Before I straighten the legs, I'm lifting the buttock flesh, taking my hands and taking the buttock flesh towards the heels to extend and create a long lower back. And then I'm stretching the legs into Tadasana, Supta Tadasana, rolling the upper arms from inside out. And then from here, one leg stays very stable, and I'm taking the right leg towards me, taking the strap, using two long tails. So you can use at the home, you can use anything, a rope, a strap, even if it's not a yoga strap. And I'm releasing and stretching the legs towards the ceiling. Hands are straight, and then I'm bending the elbows until they're touching so I can spread the chest. If I'm looking at my legs, the big toe is pressing towards the ceiling. The thigh is elongating back to the hip, and then the outer right hip is going away from me. Okay, it's not this, it's this. Breathe here for a few moments. If you can, bring the leg closer towards you as you resist and take the thigh back towards the other leg and the shin towards you. And then from here, we're going to take the leg to the side, grabbing either the big toe, if you can, or the strap. One hand is on the other thigh. Spread your awareness into two different directions as you take the leg to the right side. I'm close to the wall, so I'm a little bit limited. I'm going to move a little bit so you can do the full pose, and then I can take the leg all the way to the side. Again, big toe touching. Breathe here. Same actions are available here. Thighs away from you as you bring the shin closer to you. Outer hips is going away from your hips. Abdomen is turning from the right to the left. And now use the strap, use your abdomen, your core muscles to lift the leg up. And we're going to bend the other leg and put this leg on top. Then hug, hands going in through the triangle, hugging the knee from above and bringing the knee all the way towards you. So you feel a nice stretch in the bent, the leg that's close to your torso. And then slowly release. And we're going to stretch both legs and be in a mini shavasana for a moment just to observe again how the body feels. Watch the placement of the heels on the floor, which part of the shins is touching, how the thighs are placed on the floor and the mat, how the buttocks are spread, the middle back, the shoulder and shoulder blades. You could probably feel that there is a difference between the right side and the left side, and it's very, very common, specifically after working on one side. Now activate the legs, bring them back together in Supta Tadasana. As you maintain the right leg in Tadasana, you bend the left leg, put the strap, the rope, whatever you have. You can work with anything, okay? It doesn't have to be the yoga prop. You can get an old tie. You have to be creative these days. So grab something, put it on your heel. As you press the big toe towards the ceiling, pull with your hands towards the floor, creating opposite forces that's working together. And as you push the thigh away from you, try to bring the shin closer and closer to you. Grab a hold of the strap in the other hand. As you maintain the right leg in Tadasana, you open the left leg to the side. Same actions are available here. Everything still applies. And then using your core, lift the leg back up, bend the knee, put the leg on top, and slide your hand inside. By the way, if you cannot grab your knee from the outside, maybe you can put it inside. If this is not available, take the strap, put it on the bent shin, and then you have extension for your hands. So I have men that are really tight here. We're doing the strap, and they're pulling the strap and trying to bring the knee as close to them as possible, okay? So there are options for every level, every ability. And then slowly release. Again, one more time, just be quiet here, neutral, and notice what the body is sensing right now. The yoga, this union, is happening at every moment. It's not just the physical asana that we're practicing. It's so much more than that. The physical body, the physical asanas are just the door, an opening door to an endless opportunities to connect from within. Slowly bend the knees, and we're going to roll to the side, and then pushing ourselves and lifting all the way up. Okay, good. Let's continue. So coming into Adho Mukha Virasana. So it goes like this: spread a blanket, open the knees, the toes are touching, and I'm sitting on my heels. That's the first position. And then from here, this is the grounding action. Remember, we're working from the base up. We're working on the first chakra. We have to stabilize and make sure this chakra is there before we build the blocks all the way up. So this is not moving. And then slowly extending the arms, turning the arms from inside out with a straight spine all the way, and then placing the head down. If by placing the head down you feel that you either losing your buttocks connection with your heels or the back is rounding, you need some height. Okay, so take a block. Let's do it one more time. So I'm securing the buttocks, lengthening the thighs up and back as I reach the torso and the head forward, resting the forehead on some height, a block, a blanket, whatever you need. Some of us can easily put the head on the floor. I can, but then I feel that I'm losing some of the length in my torso, and I don't want to lose it. Take a few breaths here. Extending the torso more, using the breath to inhale. I look forward. I can reach the arms even further more, and then exhale, release, and let go. Another opportunity to close the eyes and rest here. And then pushing yourself back up. We'll do it one more time with one small change. Okay, so this is a different variation. What we're going to do is we're going to come up onto our toes. So the heels are together. I'm onto my toes, and now I'm stretching myself forward. Probably here we won't need the support. So reaching, 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 and then releasing the head. This is a great opportunity first to get some stretch in the toes, in the feet, the ankles, the Achilles tendons, but also a beautiful, amazing opportunity to release and let go of the pelvic floor muscles. Sometimes they're very tight. They are still related to the first chakra. So time to open them up, release, and let go. Come back up. And let's come into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. I suggest you still use head support. Why? Because we want to quiet the mind, de-stress, and relax, even if we're working hard on the lowered chakras. So just clear your mat. Make sure nothing is here. What you do want to have is some kind of a support for your head. So for me, the block could work. Many of you may need some more height. I can always take a blanket. This is a yoga Mexican blanket. You can take any blanket at your house and just tri-fold it like an accordion. And I'm putting it here right under my belly button. Okay, this would be a good position. Tucking the toes under, pushing the hands as if I'm like digging into the ground, coming into my best dog. Of course, secure your shirts first. So again, and extending, taking the thighs up and back. You can start with knees bent, but first make sure your back and hands are forming one line. And then with your capacity, straighten the legs, maintain the height of the thighs. Thighs are going up and back, up and back, up and back as you release your head down. If you have a flexibility,
You can definitely try to extend both sides of your ankles to the opposite side. And breathe here. Taking a few breaths. If you need some rest, you can always come down and then come back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then from here, we're going to step forward into Uttanasana. So just bring your legs forward, open your legs wide enough. You can go all the way to the width of the mat. Bring the toes slightly inward and the heels are out. So you can see my heels are in line with the mat, but my toes are slightly in. Hands wider than the mat. Bend the elbows and release yourself down. You can again close the eyes. Take the shoulders back and up. Watch your breath. Allow the head to become very long and heavy. If you're not touching the ground, we always can use some support. So this is why we have the blankets or the blocks. You can be here and have your hands onto a block. Okay, so that's a good option too. But notice that I'm bending the elbow to create space in my upper back, and then I'm elongating down. So this is too heavy for me. I can go down and be here. Coming up from this pose, if you're using the block, bring them closer in front of you and then press and look up. So straight spine. The abdomen is supporting the back. Take your hands to your hips and inhale and lift yourself all the way up into a standing pose. So now, since you can't see me, let's move back a little bit and we'll start with just a few standing poses. So let me just adjust the camera a tiny bit so you can get a full glance of my whole body. Okay, so what we're going to do now, just one more adjustment, I'm sorry. Okay, so we're going to do a few standing poses. I'm going to use the wall for that. Let me just bring the mat closer. I'm sorry for showing you my buns. Okay, so we're starting with Tadasana. I know you can't see my head, but that's fine because we're soon getting a little bit lower than this. Tadasana, hands beside your body, be straight, elongate, and then open the legs wide enough and put some blocks behind you. So now I'm back. Okay, the legs are parallel. I'm in the center, stretch the arms. We're going to do Trikonasana to the right side. So the right leg is turning 90-degree out. The left leg, the toes are turning slightly in. The heel is still at the wall, and the alignment should be the front heel is exactly in line with the middle of your other foot. Raise the arms. Exhale. Extend both sides of the body evenly. You can use the block. Shoulder back and in, and extend the upper arm all the way up. The head is facing you guys. As you maintain and open and turn the torso, you can lift the head up. Inhale, push from the other arm and come back to center. Let's do the other side. Turning one leg 90-degree, turning the other toes in. So you can see that my hips are slightly turning. That's fine because the hips are turning, but then what am I doing with the torso? So I need to lift up and then turn the abdomen and the chest towards you. Extend the arms and then exhale. Come into Trikonasana on the other side. Watch how this shoulder, and I know I'm wearing this shirt that it's hard to see because it's a little colder here today in Georgia, but still I'm not sinking to the shoulder. I roll the shoulder back and in, and then I can extend the torso and fully extend the upper arm around me. As I work here with the legs, I can turn and turn and turn the torso until it's fully open, and then the head is just free to look up. One more breath. Extend through the back arm. Inhale, lift up. Come back to center, and let's come back into Tadasana, headless Tadasana. Okay, second pose, Parshvakonasana. We're doing 3 standing poses. One of the basics, most basic standing poses. Still doesn't say that they're easy. It's always, I'm practicing yoga now for 20 years, and Trikonasana and Parshvakonasana are still challenging no matter how many years you're practicing them, and you can still find new ways to work or new parts of the body that could be awakened, and you can spread your awareness more and more and more and more to be fully absorbed in this, the physical practice. Extend the arms, inhale. Same as before, starting on the right, turning 90 degrees and turning the toes slightly in. So in this pose, we're starting with Virabhadrasana 2 by bending the front knee and coming down until I maintain a 90-degree angle between the shin and the thigh. Watch my body. It did not go to the future, neither it stayed in the past. It's in the present moment. Now from here, extend the right arm, extend your torso. As you go down, make sure you're not lifting up. You're still sinking down, allowing the 90-degree angle, and then reach the arm up. As we worked before, you can maintain and open and work on turning the wrist, turning the torso, and then the arm turns, and it can go all the way, all the way up and over the head. Then the head could look under the arm. So this is the full Parshvakonasana. Inhale, lifting up, and doing it on the other side. Reaching, Virabhadrasana 2. So the tendency is always to go to the future. But how much we need to be in the present moment. Extend, inhale, use the breath. Dive deeper in the hips. So you have to release the inner thigh or the outer thigh to the knee, and then draw back from the outer knee to the outer hip to sustain the balance here. And then reach the arms up. As you turn the torso and turn, raise the arm, turn, and complete the pose. Breathe here, and then push yourself up. Come back into Tadasana, and breathe for a moment. The final standing pose for this practice today would be Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. So this time we'll go to the left for the first time. I'm going to place the block almost like a foot in front of my leg, okay, this way. And I'm starting from Trikonasana, like we did before in the beginning. Raise the arms, come into Trikonasana. You can hold your shin, bend the front knee. You can put your hand on your thigh, on your hip. Shift the weight, and then keep this knee bent as you lift the leg up. Now, work on turning this thigh from inside out as you stretch the leg and as you turn the torso towards the ceiling. Raise the arm up. Shoulder, same shoulder as we worked in Trikonasana. Roll it back and in, stabilize, and extend fully. Breathe here. And exhale, come back all the way up. We could have come back through Trikonasana, but we skipped this time. Other side. Trikonasana. Shift the weight. Woo, my microphone is dancing here. Okay, sorry. Shift the weight. Keep this leg bent. Lift the leg up. Turn the thigh. Turn the torso as you extend fully and completely into the full pose. Shoulder back and down, chest lift, head to look at the arm. One more breath. And on the inhalation, reach yourself up and come for a moment into Tadasana. Just stand here for a moment as I prepare the next pose. Okay, so I want to show you this pose. It's a seated pose, and it will be a great transition between the standing poses and the inversions. And it's still related hips, thighs, knees, shins, ankles, and feet. And this is Virasana. So in order to do Virasana, you have to open a blanket. I'll show it from behind, and then I'll come back and I'll show it from the side, because there are many important parts here. I'm using one more blanket. This would be my support. Okay, from behind. Knees together, shins apart. With my hand, I'm taking the shins away and back, away and back, as I sit between my heels. So I don't know if you can see. I can sit here. My butt is a little bit hovering, like I'm not fully, completely touching the mat, but this puts a lot of strenuous on my knee. So I'm grabbing just a tiny bit of height, and I'm placing it, let's take a block, it will be easier to see. And I'm placing it in between my heels. And then I'm sitting here upright. Okay, side demonstration. From here, knees, thighs, away, shins, and back. Sorry, shins, not thighs. And then I'm sitting behind. So what's happening usually, the common problems here, one is this, okay? Because it's hard, so we're leaning forward and we're arching. So take some height, recede the belly in, lengthen the buttocks down, and just be here. Second problem, the ankles are really stiff for many people, mostly men. I've seen it many times in my classes. So what you can do, let me just come out of the pose and show you. You can take a blanket and roll it, making kind of like a hot dog from this blanket, like this. I'll show it again from the side. And then we're placing the blanket under the ankle. And this just create some less strength on the ankle, because the ankle can actually be in its neutral state, and it's a little bit rounding instead of being completely straight. Okay, so if you have this problem, take the blanket. If not, there's no reason to use it. Just put it away. And we're going to stay here. And let's extend the spine a little bit. Turn the arms, straighten, take the shoulders back and up, and reach the arms up and over. So notice I'm not pushing, pulling, I'm completely upright, and I'm really working on extending the arms and taking them up and back. Exhale, bring the arms forward, and let's change the crossing of the fingers. Roll, bring up, inhale, extend, exhale, bring back, inhale, lift up, exhale, bring back, and release completely. Okay, you could have stayed in this pose for longer time. You can stay here for 5 minutes. For even more, you can do the Supta Virasana, recline, go back under, a bolster or something behind you. But today we have many things to accomplish, so we're going to come out of this pose. This was just a transition. Hands forward, shins crossing, buttocks in between the shins, and back into Dandasana. Okay, stay here for a moment. Breathe. And slowly we're going to transition to the next pose. Okay, so now this is the one part before the last part of the practice, and these are the inversions. I'm going to give you two options. One option is to do Shirshasana, Shirshasana headstand. You're only going to do Shirshasana if this is a part of your regular practice. And why I'm saying it? Because this is an online tutorial and I'm not going to teach you everything about Shirshasana now. It could take half an hour by itself, and you don't have a teacher that can assist you and can support you and correct you. And if you're doing the Shirshasana wrong, you could just hurt your neck or your spine or your shoulders. Don't do this. If you do know what you're doing, go ahead. You don't have to wait for me. The other option would be to do shoulder stand. So I'll show shoulder stand because this is a little bit easier to show and to practice at home. If you're not familiar with Iyengar yoga, you probably have been practicing shoulder stand without support for your neck. So I urge you to just give it a try, look at what I'm doing here, and follow these instructions. So what I'm building here is some height for my neck, and I'm using 3 blankets. I think this should be enough. More is perfect. It's amazing. But I'm not sure how many of you have like 5 yoga blankets at your house. So 2 or 3, okay. 3, better. Let's start. If you have a yoga strap, I'm measuring it this way. I'm creating a loop. I'm putting my hand, the middle finger inside, and my elbow. So this is too tight for me. So this would be probably a good, can you see? A good measurement for myself, okay? And then if you know that you're a little bit heavy or it's hard for you to send your legs over the head, you can definitely grab some support. You can put a bolster. This is pretty high. You can put a block. Just that will help you to take the legs up and over your head. Okay, so let me just move some stuff here. So this will be clear, and I'm going to show you how we get into the pose. So if you're in Shirshasana, perfect. Do your practice, whether it's 3 minutes, maybe 5. When you go down, extend your hands, rest. Let the head be quiet and keep it down. And then you are, of course, welcome to join us in Sarvangasana, Salamba Sarvangasana, or what we call in English, shoulder stand. Okay, so watch. I'm going to lay down. And this is the way. So I leave one thumb away between my shoulders and the edge of the blankets. The reason why is when I'm going to send my legs up and over, I'm going to push myself away, and I don't want to slide from the blankets. The blankets are like filling the natural curve that I have in my neck. So this is why we are using it. Okay, before I do anything, I have to turn the arms, turn the shoulders, turn the upper arms from inside out. So the chest is open and the shoulder blades are getting closer to one another. I have the strap and I'm putting it under one elbow. Okay, and we'll use it soon. Now, lifting the legs up, you can do one leg at a time or both legs, send them all the way behind your head. This, still, I need to roll the upper arms and the shoulders up and back to really be on my shoulders. Now, strap. Taking the other elbow in, and then taking the hands to the back, and I'm going to walk down towards my shoulder blades with my arms to lift and push these vertebrae in and up. Only when I'm here, it's a little bit hard to talk here, I can take one leg and the other. Or I can bring both legs up and extend fully into Salamba Sarvangasana. You're going to stay here, and I'm going to go down so I can talk you through, give you a few variations here. So, first of all, prepare, put everything you need, and come into the pose. Remember, there's no too much of turning the arms, the shoulder and the upper arms to get better position in this pose. Once you're in Halasana, the legs are up and over the head. Use your hands to go down towards your shoulders and push the vertebrae in and up to create more and more lift. Use your thighs and push them up and away towards the ceiling. Take a few breaths here, and then either lift the leg one at a time, or you can bend the knees, lift the knees up to the ceiling, and then stretch the legs up. Either option is good. We'll try to be here for at least 3 minutes. As time goes by, everything is being pulled by gravity. So you have to find the power, find the energy, find the areas in the body that can help support you and push yourself up. So activate the legs. Take the big toe mound and push it towards the ceiling. Buttocks flesh up towards the heels. Hands into the back and up. Spine erect. You have to be in a straight line. If this is really hard and not working for you, you can go down slowly, grab a chair, place the chair behind you, and then put your legs on a chair. That could be another good option. I want to give one last option if all this not working for you. There's another way to do an inversion without really working too hard. Everyone could do it. Of course, if you're in your period, this is something you're skipping because you do not want to have this area higher and have more blood flow to this way. Let the body do its natural job. So taking 2 blankets, it's not all the way to the wall. There's like 4 fingers space between the wall. This is called Viparita Karani. Buttocks touching. Shoulder, I want this shoulder to be here and the other shoulder to be here, okay? So I'm sliding, still buttock touching the wall at all times, rolling and taking the legs up. Now the legs are centered, I am centered. What the blanket are supporting is the natural curve of my lower back and a little bit higher. Shoulders turning like we did in all the poses, the other inversions, and I can stay here. I can put the hands on my ribs and follow the breath. Variations here, Upavishta Konasana, opening the legs up, or Baddha Konasana, feet to feet on the wall, okay? So if you found yourself not working or doing the other poses, this is a great pose to do. Just making sure we have all the sound and everything is working. Okay, so we have 1 more minute in the inversion. Whatever inversion you're doing, that's great. When you decide to start coming down, if you're in Sarvangasana, shoulder stand, you take your legs back into Halasana, above your head. You take the strap off your hands and straighten your arms towards the mat. And then bend the knees and roll 1 vertebra at a time, slowly down. The head would want to come up. Don't let it. Just bring the chin up and look back as the legs go down. Once you're flat, push yourself towards the head side until the shoulders are off the blanket and the rest of the body is still supported. Be there for a few moments. Relax. Let the data, everything that's happened in the pose, to come back to you. If you're with the legs up the wall, Viparita Karani, now slowly, you're going to bend the knees and roll to one side. You choose which side, bend the knees, stay on the side. And then when you're ready, push yourself up into a comfortable sitting position. Sarvangasana, guys. Bend the knees, roll to one side, and then let's meet here again. Okay. So, final part. I promise that we have to come back to the seated asana that we started with in the beginning. So let's grab one blanket. You can probably put one blanket for your head at the edge of the mat. So this will be ready for you for Shavasana. The other blanket, just open it and sit like this so you have some support. And if you know that you need some height for your buttocks, your legs, then prepare one more trifle blanket right behind you. Okay, and we're coming back to the beginning. Sitting upright, legs are open. As I'm sitting in my studio, I have bamboo floorings, and this is like kind of like in an even pieces, so I can watch if my legs are even on the floor. And I want to also even up the blanket, so I'll have some kind of, you know, I can see if I'm on the same line. Okay, now I'm good. If I have the support behind me, I can use the hands to roll the shoulders back and up and lift the chest. Okay, sit upright. So we're starting with Siddhasana. Siddhasana is an amazing seated pose that's being used for meditation as well. Okay, we did a preparation, now we're completing the pose. So this is how it looks. Right hand under right knee, releasing, bringing the knee in. Remember, the ankle is an elongation of the shin and the hand stays inside. If I want to bring the leg closer to me, I'm using the other hand under. Okay, so no pulling this way, but under, turning and bring it closer and up. So the outer ankle is turning in and up. Other leg, release, bend and bring. So now my both heels are in one line. Stay here for a moment and just work on opening and turning the thigh from inside out. Okay, so here. If so far so good, we're continuing. At any point you can stay or you can come back to the first level that we did this practice. If here your knees are really flying, just grab some height underneath you. Second part, hands coming from under the front leg. I'm lifting it up just slightly and placing it on top. So now the heel is on top the other heel, okay? Third part, taking the legs. And now these toes has to go inside between my thigh and my shin. So I'm lifting the leg up slightly and I'm creating some space here to tuck the toes under. And then I come forward, okay? The other toes are not getting inside the shin or the thigh, but they're parking in between. So I can sit here, I'm pretty comfortable. One knee is almost flying or like hovering, okay? So I'm taking just a little bit of support and immediately this changes completely. So the thighs are releasing from here towards the inside of the knee, outside of the knee, and then pulling back, pinning the hips in. And now from here, sit upright. Thumb and index finger are touching. This is a connection between the individual self and the universal self. So we're like closing a whole energy circle and turning the palms and sitting here. Let's be here for a moment. Close the eyes, extend the arms fully, and take a few breaths here as we sit in Siddhasana. Siddha are again the poses that the Siddhis used to sit in meditation. This is one of the most comfortable asanas to spend time in meditation. Open the eyes, release the palms. The leg that came in is the leg that comes out first. Under, remember, take it up, release, bring the knee from under and stretch. Bring the other knee from under and stretch. Okay, come back to Upavishta Konasana. Sit upright, lift the chest up, shoulders back, and we have another side to do. And I promise we're close to the end. Shavasana, sweet Shavasana is waiting for you right after. Okay, so other leg first, releasing, bring it closer. If the leg is pretty far from you, use your hands and grab from under the foot. Other leg in line. You'll find that there will be differences between the two sides, and it's very common and it's fine. So just be aware and accommodate whatever changes you need to do for each side. From under, lifting the leg up, heel to heel. If this works, heel under shin. Okay, so as you can see, same thing. My knee is slightly hovering. So maybe here I'm going to use slightly higher support. That's fine. The body is not even. We're not even. Just tiny bit. I even need more. So I'm doing the trifold. And now I can certainly extend the inner thighs and release and be very stable and quiet here. Arms, Jnana Mudra, the mudra of wisdom. Straighten the elbows, shoulders back, chest opens wide, eyes slightly closed. The gaze could be towards the Ajna Mudra or Chakra, here in between the eyebrows a little bit higher, or the eyes are closed 90% and the gaze is exactly forward on the floor. So whatever is most comfortable, available for you, choose this now. Be here for a few moments of breath, of quieting, of connection from within. Feel the prana flow throughout the body. Maybe you can feel the actual prana flows in the tip of your fingers. Concentrate on the breath. And then slowly release. The head, the leg that came last is coming out first. Knee, stretch, knee, stretch. Be there in Upavishta Konasana. And from here, we're going to come into the final pose before Shavasana. So when we did this practice and warming up with the legs, the second part was half Baddha Konasana, okay? So the full pose would be this. We're going to go to this pose, but we're going to practice it in a little different way that will take us into Shavasana, okay? So watch. We're either going to take two blankets again and making them fold this way, the narrow fold. Okay, so this is the way. And we did it, if you watched the other practices that we did to distress and relax, we've been putting some more time using this pose because it's a really amazing pose. This would be a great alternative if you're in your period while we did the inversions. This could be a nice pose to do, and then you can return and do it once again. If you have a strap, we'll do it the full way, but you can always just, I'll show you the use of the strap. So the strap, I'm wearing the strap, putting it under my legs, and then starting to uh, tighten the strap. Tighten the strap, making sure the strap is really on the thigh and on my lower back, okay? And then I can tighten as much as I need. Now I can turn. So do it, be here already, be ready. Before I go down, I make sure I can sit upright, okay? Taking the buttocks forward like we did before in the beginning of the practice, going back, head support, hands turning, opening, and releasing here. I have the wall here that it's on my way, and I'm not going to stay here. I just want you to go into this pose and stay. Just before you settle in, just watch how I come out and go into Shavasana. So without changing anything in the upper back, I'm releasing my legs from the strap. Oops. Bringing the knee up, stretching the legs together, and then releasing them. So you can do Shavasana here. This is an elevated Shavasana. It's a great place to be. The heart is opening. All the prana flows towards this area, which is the area we dedicated the whole practice for. So a great place to be. This is not comfortable. Bending the knees, rolling, pushing yourself up, clearing everything, putting one blanket under your head, and then doing a flat Shavasana, okay? So get ready, get into the pose, do whatever you need. We'll spend here 1 or 2 minutes in Supta Baddha Konasana, that's the pose that I just showed, and then we'll move smoothly into Shavasana and have a 5 minutes of quiet Shavasana, okay? So I'll be waiting for you to settle in, take whatever you need. You can put one more layer on you. You can put socks on. You can turn the lights a little bit, starting to quiet and get more, inwardly. You can take a blanket and cover yourself if it's a cold day. As you settle in, do the last movement, the last necessary movements, and then try to become very still. If your knees are not releasing all the way to the ground, grab a block, 2 blocks, 2 books, and support under your knees so you can really, really relax in this pose. This is an amazing, amazing asana to relax, unwind, open the heart, but send a lot of flow into the lower part. So this is a grounding pose as well as a heart opening one. So it has those two chakra anchoring, okay? The first chakra balance with the heart chakra. We sometimes say that the first chakra is connected to the fourth, the second connected to the fifth. So there's like connections between these chakras. Of course, all of the 7 chakras are aligned and connected and working in balance and harmony together, but there's still inner ties and connection between some of the chakras. So as you lay down here, just focus on your heart. And with the eyes closed, we're going to imagine that an amazing ray of light is coming from the center of the heart of Mother Earth. And it's flowing all the way through your center, your base of the spine, coming all the way up to your heart. And once it arrives the heart, it starts to shine the heart. Pick a color, see a color in your own mind eyes. This is the color that's most accurate and dedicated for you. I can say, see the color X, but then I would put something that's relevant to me on you. So whatever color you can see right now, this is the right color for yourself, for your healing, for this moment. And this ray of light is endless. It keeps on coming and flowing, and your heart is just becoming more and more vibrant and bright and filled with light. And this light is representing endless love and compassion. And it's coming from the center of the heart of Mother Earth that's becoming or is under a big transformation these days. And with everything that's going on, it's still sending you pure, endless love and compassion. And you can feel it, you can sense it. And it's so, so overflowing in your heart that it's starting to spread throughout your body, first from the heart to the hands, to the chest, to the lungs, and it clears away everything you do not need inside you. Old energy, blockages, trauma, pain, discomfort, stress, negative emotions, limiting beliefs, everything that is not relevant for your well being is now being washed by the endless amount of love and compassion that's coming from the heart of Mother Earth. And it's now flowing up and down, to the right, to the left, to the front body, to the back. You're filled with love, love and compassion that's not depending on any circumstance or any person or anybody in your life. It's just for you, and it's endless, it's limitless. Keep on seeing how this ray of light is coming, feeding your body, filling you with light and love. And since you are so full of light, this light is just starting to expand through your skin, outside, filling your whole room, your whole house. Everything is filling with love and compassion. This is going to spread more and more to your neighborhood. You can imagine and see the color that you picked spreading and shining and making everything bright and light throughout your neighborhood, throughout your country. Maybe you can even see the whole world spinning, and the love that's coming from your own heart, that's being fed by Mother Earth love, is now surrounding the whole world. Bathe in this love and compassion, in this light. Be in it. Breathe into it. Acknowledge it. Accept it. Embrace it. And then slowly thank Mother Earth. Remember that you can do it at any time, any point of the day, whenever you go to sleep, or when you wake up, or when you just feel down. Just close the eyes, sit upright, and imagine this amazing ray of light that's coming from the heart of Mother Earth. It's always there, it's always available. So slowly, in order to move into Shavasana, you either stay where you are, just releasing the strap, stretching the legs, and releasing the legs to the side. If lower back is achy, bend the knees, roll to the side, move the blanket away, become flat, completely flat, or you can support your knees. So you have tiny bit of support under your knees, and then come into Shavasana. Shavasana is the final relaxation in yoga. And we'll use the next 5 minutes to relax and let go completely. This is not just for the physical body. The physical body is just the opening door. And once the physical body is completely still, we can tap into the deeper, subtle layers within you. I always tell the story about a glass of water with a little bit of dirt inside or sand inside. And if you have a spoon inside and you keep stirring, all the dirt will be mixing with the water. All you can see is like dark water. Okay, it's like brownish, grayish, dark, and
filthy. If you'll keep the spoon still, if you're not going to move the glass, slowly these pieces of dirt will sink down, and then you'll end up with beautiful, light, clear water. Once again, same is happening within us. We are inside the clear, amazing soul or spirit or whatever you want to call it. And all the pieces of dirt are like the thoughts, the feelings, the sensations. And so when we're settling down, where we're in Shavasana, where we're stilling the mind, then slowly, slowly, all these pieces of dirt can sink down. And once again, we can have a glimpse and see who we truly are. Pure awareness, pure consciousness, pure energy. You can call it again in any name that you want, that resonate with you. The name is just limiting. You can sense it. You can be in it. You can be it. So take a deep breath in, and with the next breathing out, just let yourself completely release and let go. We'll go over the body parts. Don't try to change, to move anything. Just let my voice walk you through and release even more with every moment into Shavasana until your whole body is completely relaxed, sinking but being supported by Mother Earth. So relax your toes, heels, shins, knees, and thighs. We've been working on this area today in this practice on the first chakra. So we've been sending a lot of blood, prana and oxygen to the legs. This would be the time to relax. If you have anything going on there, just relax and let go. Dissolve any tension, anything that's happening there. Relax your hips completely. Relax your abdomen with all its internal organs. Relax your lungs, chest, heart. Open the heart. Your heart is filled with endless love and compassion. You just received endless amount of love. So now you can open yourself and accept endless love and compassion from everyone that surrounds you without being dependent on it. Relax your chest, throat, your jaws, teeth, tongue, cheeks, nose, eyes, forehead. Fully and completely relax your head. Relax your fingers, forearms, elbows and upper arms, shoulder and shoulder blades. Completely relax your spine from the upper back through the middle and the lower back all the way to the tailbone. So now your whole back is fully and completely relaxed, sinking towards Mother Earth. Let the vibration of the Tibetan bowl deepening your practice, deepening your Shavasana, deepening the connection with what is, with who you truly are. Slowly take a deep breath in, and with the next breathing out, just bring your hands to your abdomen or your chest. Keep the elbows down on the mat. Bend one knee at a time, then the other knee, and roll to the right side and stay there in fetus position for a few moments, just relaxing. Keep the eyes closed. We're almost about to finish, to conclude the practice. With your hands, push yourself until you reach a comfortable sitting position. Since we practice Siddhasana, maybe you want to repeat the pose and come into a Siddhasana position, or just a cross-legged, whatever is available for you, or just half Siddhasana, the first stage that the um, heels are aligned, palms are facing up to the sky, opening to the universe and whatever is sending us. Chest lifted, shoulders down and back, chin leveled, eyes closed, face soft, abdomen soft. With the next inhalation, bring the palms to the heart center and bow your head down, surrendering the intelligence of the mind with the wisdom of the heart. From this open, loving heart, send again love and compassion to all the people around you. Maybe you can extend it to all the people in the world or in the universe. Taking everything you felt, sensed, saw, heard tonight on the yoga mat today, and take it to each and every moment of yoga, of union, of balance and harmony in your daily lives. Before I conclude this practice, and thank you guys, I always open my book with messages, and I read whatever is the most accurate message for us, for all of us. And it doesn't matter if you'll see this video in a year or in a month, this is the message, the right message for you today. And I think it's very, it's nice. And the title is Imagination, and we used our imagination today, and we need to use our imagination in these challenging days. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. And this was written by Albert Einstein. So the situation can take many things from us, but it cannot take our imagination. It cannot take the freedom within us. It cannot take the love that's within us. Namaste. Have a wonderful, safe rest of the day, and I'll see you in more videos. Bye-bye.